Alright, welcome back. Another stream. Doing some more expedition mode. There's a few new things going on here. I'm playing as the artificer, and I have some new burdens on, specifically pursued, as well as hunters still here. Hunted means that every creature knows which room I'm in. So if they are an aggressive kind of creature, they will chase after me. And pursued adds a creature that is always actively hunting me, and I think it's either a red lizard or a red centipede. So one of those will be chasing you down constantly. Well, it's just me down. I have to deal with it. I have a few perks on, but mostly just things that you have access to normally, so none of the new abilities from the other slug cats. I think I want to go for these hunting challenges again. Although some of them feel really unbalanced, like 15 or 13 king vultures. Hello, welcome to the stream. Like Mirror's vultures, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get 4 of them. I would actually like to look for something. Yeah, Mirror's birds. I think this looks reasonable, except maybe. How about scavengers, if I can find those? I want inspectors. Okay, I guess. I don't think elite scavengers would be good either. Black, well. How about black lizards? 11 inspectors. Yeah, you can only find like a handful of them in all of 5 levels. I think this could be interesting. All these creatures are like decently common. It's still a pretty high quantity of them. I'll have to go to memory crypts and probably filtration for black lizards. Although filtration was kind of awful last time, but as artificer it should be easier. So yeah. Starting up here, I should probably hold on to that vulture grub if I want to get vultures a bit faster. Starting a chimney is pretty good. I can get scion lizards and vultures. I'll probably head from here down to shaded. I think that's a lake lizard right there. Sometimes using that parry can be a bit weird because it sometimes makes you drop what you're holding on to. If I could get an explosive spear, I might be able to grab this vulture. Where'd he go? That's usually enough to injure them. I don't need a spear. Deal damage. Yeah. That's the... Get a mask from that too. Although I don't know if I want to hold on to this. I also have the requirement for points, although some of the... Oh great, elite scavengers. It's funny seeing Dropwig with one of those unique masks. And I'm being pursued. This is the chaos of being hunted. I picked him up and went through the pipe. Although getting this electric spear is kind of interesting. I'm very close to getting hit by that scavenger. This is just chaos. There's a king vulture. Although there's not really a good reason to fight it. Did I hit something? Okay, it kind of felt like I should have died somewhere there. This is awful. I'm gonna get a grenade. I didn't mean to go down here. To go to the next. I didn't mean to do that. Well, whatever. I'll find plenty of vultures eventually. Oh, great. I think the hardest part about this is going to be isolating the creatures that I actually need to kill from everything else in the region. So I only need to like get a few leap lizards and vultures in this region, but every single other creature is also going to be there, getting in the way. Okay, I didn't throw early enough. Playing as Artificer does make this a little bit easier and harder at the same time, since scavengers will be aggressive, but I have explosives. Probably really need to take advantage of grenades. They're much better at area of effect. Other lizard. I don't know what happened there. And the game crashed. What is even going on? Alright. Let's try that again. I don't really know what happened there, but at least it didn't break the game completely. Still able to restart. So I think my goal for this is to get like a handful of kills and then move on. Because if I stay in one area for too long, watching this mid workout. Hello. If I stay in one area for too long, oh, hello. Then all the creatures just pile up eventually. I also should take advantage of shelters whenever possible. Because, as you just saw, the karma is something I have to worry about. Usually that's not the case for Artificer. Because you're usually at low karma anyway. But it's very much a problem. This guy already dead. No. If you don't have any karma, you don't have anything to lose, but... you definitely do, and... I'm getting awful luck with lizard by RNG. Every single slime lizard has bitten me so far has killed me instantly. No idea what's happening. Just average Rain World gameplay. Except like 10 times worse. What's going on? Power Flower's down here. Oh, pursued. That's really bad for this room. Goodness. There's an egg bug. That area isn't any better. Yeah, you should worry about that vulture there. Like sometimes sounds are kind of breaking. That explosion effect didn't work properly. I'm gonna try to get up to this shelter. The pursuer retreats. Pursuer retreats just means that they have died, but since they are kind of immortal, they usually end up coming back anyway. Oh great, these scavengers. Okay, I thought I threw that spear, but they threw the spear. Your firework, literally, yeah, that's Artificer. That's a little bit of a problem. I need to go back there and get the Karma Flower back. But I should really be making more use of explosives, because there's always going to be plenty of food. He just came in flying. Not dead yet. Now they are. Oh, come on, they dodged it. That's unfortunate. Well, I might as well restart. I don't know a fast way to do that. That's something I don't really like about Expedition. Sometimes it feels like it's just better to restart instead of trying to continue. Like, what's the reason for me to keep going in a round where I've lost the Karma Flower and I'm at lower karma? And I mean, unless you've already made some amount of progress. So we're just gonna be doing this over and over again. Kind of wish creating grenades was a little bit faster. Like it takes half the amount of time to create a spear or an explosive spear. Legitimate strategy that you get done for quite a long time. scavenger in here. I got incredibly lucky there. That should have had enough time to. See, that sound effect didn't work either. Kind of strange. I think I hit something. Oh, noodle. Spider cat real close to me. There we go. I really kill that in one spear throw. I get if it hit its head. That egg. I'd like to get that leaf lizard. Hello. Goodness. Oh, scavengers. Wonderful scavengers. The rock. Yep. This Doomslayer, yep. That had to have done something. I'm just going to get out of here. Probably should have done this earlier, but if I can just save a little bit of progress and increase my karma, then that's probably a good idea. Yeah, Artificer's a little bit darker. And, I mean, all the chaos that's going on. I already got the Outlaw instantaneously. Passages are actually very helpful, because you can use them to regain all of your karma. Each passage is kind of like an extra life. One way that I think I could get a lot of kills, actually, is going into a room where there's like a vertical drop right next to the pipe exit. And since all the creatures know my location, they're going to want to go into the room that I'm in, exit from that pipe, and then I'll be able to hit them immediately. Up there, also stunned. You might think that, you know, using grenades at point blank range might be. Oh, I don't need food. You just get stunned for so long, it doesn't really feel like it's worth it. Hello. Something that can be really helpful as Artificer. Doing an explosive jump puts you into the backflip state, and it lets you throw spears upwards immediately. That message that says you're being pursued, it means that the creature that's after you is within, like, at least one adjacent room. Uh-oh. Angry noodle. That might have been a bit dangerous to do. Considering these scavengers out here. Yeah. I could just get out of here. So we'll just be doing a little bit of this for now, going back and forth between the shelter and out there to get like 2 or 3 scion lizards. I think the best way to deal with scion lizards is just to try to hit them with the rock first. So it doesn't really matter what they're doing or what position they're in, or if they're jumping around. If you throw a rock at them, they'll get stunned for long enough for you to hit them with a spear. Finished everything in Expedition except Spearmaster's Quest. Now what do we do? Spearmaster's Quest? Why haven't you completed it yet? There's no way that actually worked. Just ran forward and 3 spears. Yeah, come down here. Nice. It's gonna be impossible to grab. Not required. It doesn't give. Well, it does give a reward. It gives you spear dual wielding. I mean, if you only care about the rewards, then you're gonna run out of things to do eventually. Don't have downpour and can't beat the monk. If you want to get downpour, most of the campaigns are balanced around hunter difficulty. So I'd say if you're comfortable with the hunter, then you have a good, decent chance with the rest of the DLC content. This is something. Definitely takes a long time to just get used to the way this game works. Wouldn't have made it through the game without a map. You know, some people really like the process of exploring, but I personally used the map as well when I played. I don't think there's anything really wrong with that if you don't really like being lost or not knowing what you're doing. You can at least use the map to like figure out how to get from one point to another. But you know, with enough experience, I've kind of learned like at least one efficient route through every region. So I'm in Chimney right now. If I wanted to go to the wall, for example, I know which rooms to go through. And that's a really valuable thing. You don't need to learn every single room. Sometimes there's multiple paths through region, and you don't need to learn every single path. And some rooms are kind of dead ends if they have like a pearl or an unlock at the end of them. However, I don't know if there's a good map for the new like areas in Downpour. So if you're lost in the new areas, there might not be resources to help you out. Why are you here? Of course, the pink lizard kills him. Big brain game, turning a cyan lizard into a pink lizard, and it ends up being harder for me to do. I mean, I could have thrown the grenade, and honestly, there's no reason not to. Because every creature that you kill with an explosive gives you more food to create more explosives. But I mean, eventually you'd run out of rocks and spears. But you know, if scavengers keep showing up, you'll have a pretty much endless supply of those. Alright, fine, you can take that. It's not like I wanted to eat it either. Poor scavenger was distracted by the vulture. Didn't notice the real threat in the room. Man, okay, I keep throwing stuff at lizards right at the same moment they bite me. Yeah, the maps on the wiki are what I'm pretty sure are used, or like just in the game files. It's what they use for the map to display in game. They're all like kind of all over the place and not connected clearly, and they don't have any like extra visuals to help out to like seeing room connections or like unlocks and pearls and stuff. So that means that someone has to go in and piece everything together in a clean way. Probably should just focus on getting this karma flower. It wasn't fast enough there. Okay, I tried to double jump and I just didn't. There's always, usually if you're struggling with an area, there's always some alternative to it. Farmeries is usually the route that you go to get to subterranean. That's what Pebbles tells you. It says go west of here. And then go down from there into subterranean, but you can also go through drainage system, which most people would probably think is the more difficult route. But honestly, once you learn how to navigate it and get familiar with swimming, I want to get this vulture. Then it can become like a really nice alternative. Ooh, I think that's an instant kill. A slide jump is when you slide and jump out of it. It's mostly useful for the other slug cats because Artificer can just double jump everywhere. But it is very useful. That's mostly like the fast way you move around. Slides and rolls everywhere. I really need to not die to a simple spider. Like if you do a roll, pounce, you can chain them together like this. And it's usually like the fastest way to move around. Here is the creature that is pursuing me. Honestly, I should just get out of here before everything piles up too much. Well, I don't think farm raise is that bad. Like the worst part about it is having to deal with deer, which are kind of bugged, so it's not like the way that they're supposed to be balanced. But there's not much about farm raise that makes it too much more difficult if you're playing as survivor. Yes, to do a slide, you press like diagonal forward, down. So forward and down at the same time, and then you press jump. I messed it up. Hello? Yeah, this is a slide. It's not really useful in these kind of rooms where it's all like uneven. If you have some flat ground, you can slide. You do have to jump like a bit later, or else you kind of do that. So it looks like if you mess up the timing on the jump. If you delay your jump a little bit, that's what you get. You know, I was trying to... You know, someone said that biting a creature as Artificer, it does spear damage. I don't believe them at all, because I bit them twice and they seem totally fine. Whereas if I were to throw 2 spears, they would probably be dead. I should just try to go get that Karma Flower back. The timing on the pounds varies on the slug cat, yes. So, well, it mostly varies between the DLC slug cats. Rivulet, for example, has a much more lenient timing. And Gourmand, you have to... Gourmand, for example, has a much longer slide, so you have to delay the jump for longer than you would think. Also, another very helpful movement tip. If you're ever falling from a decent height, you can hold down when you hit the ground and you'll start rolling. You'll keep more of your speed and you'll be able to jump out of it for some decent height. And also you can jump immediately and do that. So if you're ever like moving down in a room, you can get a bit of extra speed by doing these pounces when you hit the ground. You basically just have to hold down and press jump when you hit the floor. Hello. I meant to throw that up. Keep messing up. Well, I see a lot of messages in the chat and I can't read them right now. Goodness, what is happening here? Hello? This is the situation where I'd really like a grenade. There's a rock down there and over here. How do you climb poles fast like that? It's quite difficult. Well, it's easy once you get used to it and have like the muscle memory for it, but it takes quite a while to learn that. It basically involves, like when you're climbing a pole, if I have a good place to show this off, if you're climbing a pole, you can press jump to kind of boost up it, but you're left in this kind of lag state where you can't keep jumping. So if you jump and then you jump again, pressing to the left, basically hold up, jump, jump right, jump, jump left, jump, jump right. There's kind of a rhythm to it. And you have to do the directional input and jump at the same time, roughly. Oh, great. Poor scavenger. I just stood there and took it. I don't know. I think I tried to do something, but just failed. It's super useful climbing poles fast like that. Because if you're being chased by a lizard, most of the time they will climb poles faster than you. So you'll be trying to climb the pole to escape from them, and you won't be able to outrun them. But if you fast pole climb, you can pretty much outrun most lizards on poles. See if I can actually get a karma flower back. If it's anywhere. I have no idea where the karma flower went. I would like to show off more movement tech, but this being hunted is kind of a little bit of a distraction. I'm sometimes just a little bit busy, you know, being hunted by every single creature in the region. 13 mirror spirits, yep. I think that'll actually be one of the easier challenges because in memory crypts, mirror spirits are pretty much the only creature there. They're not gonna really behave that much different, whether they know you're there or not, because they always end up running past. Goodness. And since I can make explosive spears, I'll always be able to one-shot. I'll be able to one-shot. Hello? Okay, that's a kind of unfortunate situation where I was holding on to the scavenger and I couldn't let go of it to grab a spear. I was trying to steal a spear off its back and then throw it again. Miros edible? Yes. So my strategy for the Miros birds is just to kill one with an explosive spear, eat it, create a new explosive spear, and repeat. Okay, where is that karma flower? Is it still all the way up here or something? Or is it just gone? Okay, it looks like the karma flower just does not exist anymore. Kind of relying on that to actually maintain karma at all. Took my spear. Funny that artificer can actually compete with flying lizard movement. Where'd that spider come from? Oh, come on. Come on, blue lizard. Still have a chance. Not dead yet. I'm probably gonna be dead here if the its den is right here. Stuck in this location. Me too. Well, it's just a little bit more difficult for me what's happening right now. So can I not use a passage? No. For some reason. I have survivor and outlaw, but I can't use a passage. That's fun. My strategy for this cycle: eat food, shelter. I keep trying to do I keep trying to fight a single lizard and failing horribly. When really the solution is just bombs. I don't know why I'm not doing that already. Is there a vulture in this room? Not yet. What is he doing? There's the vulture. All right, it's over. Damn. Okay, I actually kind of almost made progress to complete that leap lizard. Oh, you need to complete an objective to get a passage. Is that how it works? It's not the same as the way passages work normally. A lot of stuff was going on there. I wanted to kill the king vulture. I thought it wouldn't be too bad if I used a grenade and then an explosive spear. And then the cyan lizard was chasing after. See, no way doing this is spear damage. You don't need like 5 spears to kill a lizard. And a grenade. I would like to do something here. Goodness. Threw that way too high. Kinda wish parries actually were useful. They're useful for stunning enemies, but it's a lot more difficult to actually get in position to I picked up the spear again and it blew up in my hands. Man, the hardest thing as artificer is dropping a creature that you picked up. Why is it impossible? Oh, here's the red centipede. You know what? This has been a good cycle. I'm gonna head out now. Oh, hello, vulture. I actually do need to kill vultures, so it's always good to just run into a vulture on their own. I say, as a very nice scavenger showed up. Goodbye. What is going on? Spear parries, I can't believe that I don't think anyone is able to consistently use spear parrying to defend themselves. I don't know if it's possible to have that kind of reaction time. To see a spear coming towards you and immediately throwing a spear in the right direction to counter it. And same for using the artificer's parry. You just can't use it against spears unless you're like sitting there waiting for them to throw it. So it's mostly useful for... This is not a good situation to be in. Let's go to this room. It's a lot nicer over here. If you're ever just in a rough situation where it's like there's just chaos and you don't know what to do, just parrying, which by the way you can do it by holding down, grab, and jump. The problem is that holding down and grab is also the buttons to drop the item that you're holding. So sometimes you can, if you parry a lizard, for example, and you want to throw a spear at it, you probably just drop the spear on the ground as you parry. Then you have to pick it up again, and at that point the lizard might have already gotten back up from the stun. Hello. That was brutal. That was awful. for the vulture. That explosive sphere went straight into its head. Hello. That didn't really work that well. Sometimes, based on a scavenger's modifiers, they might be able to actually make use of spear parrying. Sometimes you'll run into a scavenger that will just parry every single spear that you throw at it. Because each scavenger has a bunch of modifiers that change their behavior. And one of those modifiers controls like how effective they are at combat. That's a decent cycle. You know, I haven't really had a problem with the key binding for like Artificer's double jump. Well, specifically when moving around, it feels pretty natural. Like pretty much the only problem is that I drop items when I try to parry. But you can like get used to that. But I imagine that it is probably very useful to some people if they want to have a separate keybind for it. I've already gotten pretty used to this. Hello. He grabbed onto that guy with the spear in him. Where are you going? Kind of wish I had a little counter side of the screen. How many times have I been just a few frames off of winning a fight like that? Every time I get bit by a blizzard and die, like a few frames before I hit the throw button, or what just happened there with that scavenger. Hello. That didn't kill them. Not yet. Didn't happen that time. I don't know. It's mostly that bite is usually very useful against creatures like spiders. Anything that dies very easily, it's like a single spear. They're also pretty weak to that bite, but lizards sometimes are not great to do that on. Wow, that grenade went straight in between the two lizards there. What is this guy on? I don't have another spear. Grenade. Really? Really, that's how it goes. Wanna help me out, scavengers? This is not a fun scenario to be in. Why do you have a lantern? Okay, goodbye. I did enough that cycle. I didn't have enough food. 0.25 damage. What is that? Why is there a whole party over there? I just need a little bit of food. Hello. Can't get me up here. Actually, it might be able to. Yes. Yeah, I tamed that lizard. Let's grab the spider. Okay. Thought the red centipede would come back a little faster. Oh. Please don't follow me. I don't even know if they're allowed to enter shelters anymore. What does pursued do? Okay, so I have two burdens on right now, hunted and pursued. Hunted means that every creature in the region knows which room I'm in. So if it's an aggressive creature like a centipede or a lizard, then they will want to come to the room that I'm in. So it usually ends up in chaotic situations where a ton of creatures pile up in a single room just to hunt you down. Hence hunted. Pursued is a little bit different. It basically adds a single creature, in this case a red centipede. It looks gold, but it's the same AI as a red centipede. Same thing, it just looks different. And it always knows your exact location, I believe. So, and they also actively want to hunt you down. Is that a red lizard? Yes. Casually tanking a explosive sphere without carrying it off. Red gang. Wanted to create an explosive spear. Although the chance of me actually successfully hunting this red lizard, not great. Although it is preoccupied with that spider. This might be a good chance. Although red lizards are resistant to... Yes, and it ran away. That's unfortunate. Red lizards are resistant to explosives. Okay, now I'm actually looking for creatures and can't find any. Yeah, I tried to... I'm using too many explosives. And now I need food. I would like to stay in the shelter at top of the chimney. What's a train lizard? Oh, I don't have any food, that's why I can't make. I really missed that, huh? I don't have any food. I don't have time to... That was a little close. I really missed every single spear at point blank range. There we go. Did not have taken that long. Hello, I would like to hunt you down. Aren't those lizards so nice? Just one spear and that's it. You're really still alive? I think that was a cyan lizard. Yes, I actually do want to... Too scared to mess with scavengers. I think Artificer's campaign is a pretty good opportunity to get used to combat because you're quite an overpowered character. And you're pretty much forced to deal with scavengers anyway. Thank you. In the background there. Best way to deal with scavengers, in my experience, is just to give them a few pearls. That's all it takes. 2 or 3 pearls, and they'll be passive to you. And any scavenger that acts aggressively is just like, it's kind of a mean scavenger. Their behavior is kind of randomized. So some scavengers might be more aggressive than others. So don't assume just because one scavenger attacked you that all of them are aggressive to you. I almost fell to my death because I grabbed onto that. I don't like this situation. That's a mistake I think a lot of people make, where they see one scavenger act aggressive towards them, and they assume that all scavengers are going to be mean like that. And so they fight back against the scavengers, and then that just makes the scavengers dislike you more, and it continues. Which is why I think a lot of people dislike scavengers, but as long as you just never act aggressive towards them. If you're holding a spear, they might think that you're threatening them, so just like crouch and drop the spear. And I'll pick up the spear, it'll increase your reputation. You can also just like give them a pearl. And then if you give them a pearl out of a scavenger toll, and then you give them a few extra items after that, it gives a little bit to reputation. And after some point, you know, they won't be aggressive at all, and you can pretty much just ignore them. Although I would recommend against giving them a lot of pearls. At some point, they like to follow you around, and that can be a bit annoying sometimes. So usually I only fight scavengers if I have to, which is every time I play Artificer. So it looks like the first goal I'm gonna get is just creature points. So I haven't. Yeah, there's a decent amount of Ooh. He didn't even grab me. Just a little poke, and I died instantly. And they try to hit an overseer. That is something to look out for if scavengers are very aggressive towards overseers. So even if they have a good reputation with you, they might still accidentally hit you. And that can happen in any situation. If you are in between a scavenger and something that they want to hit, then you are probably going to get hit instead. Ooh. Oh, they're just gonna fall. I need to eat some food. Did I have a karma flower? I did. I should get that. Fighting these vultures would be a lot easier if I could make an explosive spear. Oh, is it right there? Sneaky karma flower. Okay, if the centipede can somehow get in here, then I wouldn't mind fighting it. Is that an egg bug? I like a dead bug. It's actually really nice. Easy food. So now, well, I have a feeling there might be a centipede in this room. Not yet. Maybe in this room? Food delivery bug. Nice. That's the first objective done. Sir retreats. Does that count as my kill? I don't think so. They just kind of fell off on their own. Hello. Does that count as a kill? Luckily the mask didn't fall all the way down. Why are there so many vultures? If I threw that grenade correctly, it could have stunned all of them and they would have all fallen down, except... Well, I do need vulture kills. That would have helped still, but I don't really need points anymore. The hardest part about getting vulture kills is fighting regular vultures instead of king vultures. because for some reason king vultures are very, very common. Although I do have a plan that could work. Might have an idea of what I want to do here. Pretty easy way to get a bunch of vulture kills. I do want to get the karma flower back. That, they fell all the way down. I wasn't able to find any spears. This is the strategy that I was talking about earlier. This, just waiting for creatures to show up from this pipe and then just hitting them off. Since they know my location, they're gonna want to come into this room. That's an egg bug. I probably should have eaten that. The downside of that strategy is that I don't get to eat the food. Hello. Okay, I'm not exactly sure how that works. Sometimes when you're grabbed by a lizard, you can throw an object really quickly and hit yourself out of it. But sometimes you miss. That could be pretty hard to miss. Thank you. See, you shouldn't always give up once you've been grabbed by a lizard. Although sometimes you are just dead and you won't be able to come back. Hello. Yeah, I still can't eat any of these kills I'm getting. I would like the mask back, so. Oh, joy. Why is it so hard to drop creatures sometimes? And now I don't have any spears. Hello, lizard. I didn't see you there. Yeah, there's some spears. And I'm dead. The double jump ability makes down throws a lot easier. You get a jump with a lot more height and control, and you can pretty much down throw at any point. Well, even though I died, the echo is here now. So let's wait for a vulture to show up. Or I could grab a vulture grub. Should probably get the karma flower back first. Goodbye. Goodbye. Can I get this without it falling down? Where is the karma flower? I died in the room below this one, actually. That was a little close. That shouldn't have happened. Goodbye. They really weren't dead after 2 spear throws. You can't even increase your max karma in expedition mode, though. Even if I were to get the echo, it would bring my karma up to the max level, but you can only get echoes at max karma already. so they're not really useful, but they can sometimes be kind of helpful for like stunning creatures, because they can't. Creatures kind of get disabled if they're. I wanted to put them in my stomach, but I guess I wasn't allowed to. Okay, change of plans. Where'd the spirit go? Didn't mean to bonk off of that. I didn't hit the elite. They still fell off anyway. Oh great, this is a fun situation. The exterior, yes, the exterior echo is very helpful because they will always be active. Even if you like haven't been into that room before, they'll be active the moment you show up, so pretty much a free karma refill. Good thing elite scavengers can't throw spears upwards. And I might actually head up to the wall, except there's not really a good reason to, but in the room where the room right before the echo, creatures are disabled, so they'll all want to come into the room, but then they won't be able to move, and you can get a free kill. Not really sure why I came up here. If I was able to keep that vulture grub, I could have used it to create new. Actually, I think that's why I went up there. I don't know if vulture grubs respawn, but if I can get it to come back, I can farm vultures a lot easier. Change of heart. That's probably a good strategy. So yeah, if I can get the vulture grub to come back. Yeah, I'm not gonna go up into that room. You're just gonna have to play the game and find out for yourself. And there isn't really a reason to. And after this, I'm gonna have to spend a lot of time in memory crypts and filtration. Monk and artificer being friends. They're like complete opposites, but I guess that's why. So I don't know if vulture grubs respawn immediately. Kind of have a feeling they don't. Yeah, that one didn't. One that was alive. I could go all the way back down to the bottom of chimney. Have fun down there again. You ascended, and you didn't even see the default ending for artificing. Ascending is way more difficult for artificer than like for any other character. Yeah, actually, like, Artificer isn't a violent character. It's just kind of the circumstances that they're in, and the scavengers, what the scavengers did. I mean, like, they were a parent. Yeah, come into this tunnel. It's very, very fun tunnel. What's ascending? You have so much to learn. I'm just gonna stockpile explosive spears up here. Although I should probably keep a few regular spears around, because they're reusable. This grenade might help too. If you want a little hint on I don't know what your progress is, average bird. But if you've seen what's past this wall, because if you go up here, or if you get up there from a different route, you'll find something important. I don't know if you've done that already, but go up there, and then go as far left as you can go, and then as far down as you can go. There is some like movement tech that you need to learn to go this route. This is a jump that you can't make normally, but you can make if you do this. If you backflip, you can throw spears downwards. You can pin them into the ground and climb up them. And that gives you enough height to reach that area. Also, Artificer has a unique ability to pull spears out of walls. So usually the spears would just be stuck permanently. Okay, now that I'm up here, there aren't any vultures that are showing up, but I wouldn't be surprised if some other creatures made their way over here. Hello. Yep. Creatures are just gonna pile up down there. Although I hope that leaf lizard doesn't fall off where I can get it, and it fell off before I could get it. Typical rain rule. There's not as many creatures down here as I thought there would be. Especially with hunted. Okay, usually you don't see these spiders up here. You know what? I'm good. I'm out of here. Maybe I'll stay in this shelter. Okay, that was kind of a mistake. Now there are spiders everywhere. Those green spiders are unique to the gutter and the area around that. Oh, really? I've been getting really unlucky with the insta-kills this run. I didn't eat Moon's neurons because I was like half spoiled on this game before I played it. That's usually how I am with games. I don't like to buy a game without having a good idea of what I'm getting into. So I'll probably watch like tons of videos or like let's plays or live streams of the game before I buy it myself. So I was already probably familiar with Moon before I played the game. Although I do now have that one achievement. Don't fall off. Okay, goodbye. It's kind of strange that the game kind of expects you to go to Moon first. At least if you follow the Overseer. They want you to go to Moon. But then you can't even understand her, and it kind of feels like there's no reason you... Yeah, that really had to happen like that. And all the food keeps falling off the cliff. Yeah, you go to Moon, and you can't understand her, so it's like, why did I go over here? I guess there's these funny looking neuron things. You eat them, and it actually gives you a lot of stuff like the neuron glow and being able to see the void spawn, although I don't know how that really helps you. Like, I feel like it'd make more sense to go to Pebbles first so that you can understand Moon. But that doesn't really make sense either, because Pebbles is like one of the most important moments of your first playthrough. So it'd be weird to go to there first and then go to Moon. It'd be kind of disappointing. Yo, this is all like there is down here. Like way less interesting than Pebbles was. That was really interesting. The leaf lizard. It was like trying to attack me, and then it saw the vulture mask. Still have a lot more vultures. Oh great. I might keep sheltering until the vulture grub respawns, so I can farm these vultures a lot faster. And if I can figure out a way to store one in my stomach without killing it first on accident. The overseer took you through drainage system. I think they're supposed to bring you through the garbage waste route. The intended route through the game is to, from outskirts, go to industrial, garbage waste shoreline to Sea Moon, then to go to shaded. I keep pushing them off. Shaded to exterior, then through 5 pebbles to get the mark. And I think he tells you to go to farm raise on subterranean, right? But I think the overseer wants you to return to Moon with the neuron. I don't know if that happens in the survivors campaign though, but it should happen for the monk, because monk canonically gives Moon a few neurons, so it makes sense if their overseer gave them a bit of guidance to like bring a neuron back. So at that point you can choose like whether to follow what Pebbles told you or what the overseer wants you to do. Oh joy. want to try to fight this guy. I mean, usually it's not a good idea. I just down spear that centipede. To go get neurons next, yeah. Where's spears? That's unfortunate. For some reason centipedes aren't great at like actually grabbing onto you. If you just keep walking, probably going to be fine. I might be able to hit this if they come back into this room. If they come back into this room. Oh, hello, Elite. You don't want to go there. Oh, they're definitely dead. Yeah, spore pups are very effective against red centipedes. Where'd they go? Well, they have that mask now. There they go. Ah, I couldn't grab the electric spear. Oh, there's one. He kind of would like to shelter just to hold on to that spear. There's a lot of stuff going on. That was the electric spear at that point. Trying to come this way? Trying to come down? The moment I drop the spear, he's gonna drop down. Oh great. There's a few of them now. Just need a little bit of food, and I would like the electric spear. I think it's all the way over there. I'd have to fight this guy. I really just pinned that centipede to the ceiling. Okay, there we go. Let's get out of here. That spider's gonna be eating good. Fortunate for you. Yes, Artificer always has the ability to steal karma from scavengers. Doesn't matter what game mode you're in. Even though Expedition gives you extra karma, which actually is kind of funny. It means that Artificer is the only Slug God that's able to gain extra karma in Expedition mode. So I guess you could ascend. I don't know what would happen. So you're not really... You know, that's not your objective in Expedition mode. But it should be possible if you're at 5 karma and you find a scavenger that's also at 5 karma, it adds up to 10, is what you need to ascend. I'm pretty sure that electric spears do recharge, although I'm not exactly sure how they work. Either they have some number of uses, and I think if that's the case, then they do recharge after sheltering, because I usually am able to use them for quite a while if I like hold on to them for multiple cycles in a row. Or they could work differently, where there's just a random chance every time they're thrown to break. But I was able to, in fact, for the change of heart expedition mission. Goodbye. I started with a electric spear as one of the perks, and I held on to it for the whole run. If you're struggling with that challenge, I would recommend using an electric spear, because saints can throw spears in expedition mode, because otherwise like hunting challenges would be significantly more difficult. Although your spear throw is still pretty weak, but having an electric spear lets you stun creatures and it makes it much easier. If you throw an electric spear at an electric creature, then it has a much higher chance of exploding immediately. It's actually already run out of charge, even though I just sheltered, so that could mean that, you know, it was already low on charge, or, you know, it's just random chance. Hello. I don't really need to get regular kills. I should probably go down now. I still don't have... I have only one vulture kill. That's not great. But I feel like I could get it with a vulture grub. I could actually find one. Well, I know that there's one. I know where they are, but... That's unfortunate. Goodbye, explosive spear. Or... electric spear. Oh, hello, red lizard. I totally took the bait, but I got away with it. Oh, this vulture grub isn't even here anymore. I could head down to industrial. There's another vulture grub down there, and a decent amount of vultures too. Although industrial would probably be a lot more chaotic, and I wouldn't be able to take advantage of an echo. So I don't want to leave. I wouldn't like to leave Chimney, but it just takes forever for vultures to show up, and half the time they're king vultures anyway. Takes a lot to respawn, yeah. Wow. That's an elite moment. Yeah, I already ate that vulture probably, or vulture grub. If I can, be nice if I could get this red. Okay, I think I need another spear. Both of them are still alive. I need to get both of you. There are really two red lizards here. Okay, this is already kind of a mess. I don't have any food. You know, I probably killed the leaf lizards here so many times that they've lineaged into reds. That's why there's so many of them here. I need you. Spiders actually die in one shot to that. You usually don't notice their health if they die to one spear anyway. Hello. Please don't come over here. That red tanked a full explosive spear and still is totally fine. They'll still one-shot me. I'll still grab onto it on accident and somehow still survive. Now King Vulture. Oh great, the King's probably gonna steal that red. Go. Okay, that's nice. If you kill a creature, there's a chance that it won't respawn, and the next cycle they will just be gone. There's a chance that it will lineage and become a different creature like these red lizards. Probably started as you know what? We're just gonna shelter, you know? That scared me. I forgot about the red lizard in here. But the more you kill a creature, it's not like they're gonna disappear completely. They will still always respawn as some other creature. Spider-sided Gourmand spears too. That's actually really important as the Saint in Expedition. They can throw spears, but they're very weak, but it's still strong enough to kill spiders in one hit. So if you want points, spiders are a decent choice. They're also vulnerable to flashbangs and spore puffs. Anytime you're doing some kind of hunting challenge as a Saint, like those kind of alternate weapons are very useful. Although you have to keep in mind that you're not very good at throwing stuff, so you have to keep in mind that you won't throw things as far as normal. But combat's still very possible. Can't even break popcorn plants, nope. Although, there is an alternative. Hello. Oh great, I'm being pursued. My favorite. Kind of wondering if I'm ever gonna leave Chimney this whole stream. Oh, Cyan, I would actually like to kill you. Thank you, and goodbye. Okay, that was a little lucky. They're both gone. You can't leave. I blew you up. Okay. I think there used to be a bug where if you injured a creature and it returned to its den, it just would never come back. That's probably been fixed. Okay, back to hoping for vulture spawns. This is usually the spot where I prefer to fight vultures. Although there's a very high chance that I'm gonna only encounter king vultures. Or nothing at all. It depends on which campaign you're on. Where the karmas are, usually they're a lot more common for the Slugcats later in the timeline. They usually they end up replacing the green lizards over time. I'm only doing this because I accidentally killed a vulture grub and trying to swallow it. All this could have been avoided, and I could have just happily farmed vultures by the echo. Killing regular vultures is harder than kings sometimes. They can be hard to find. If like you're still pretty likely to encounter a king over a regular vulture, and then it only takes 2 spear throws for them to want to flee. In my experience, kings have also flee. It just takes a lot more spears. Also, for regular vultures, if you hit their mask, they won't take any damage because it will deflect the spear, but it'll still count as a hit. So if you hit their mask twice, not only will they not take any damage, but they'll run away immediately. The best strategy, well, explosive spears make it a lot easier. And it makes Artificer a great character for fighting vultures, but just pile as many spears together as possible and throw them all as fast as possible. Even if you hit their wings, which does reduce damage, it's still better than nothing. Spawn pacifist is just an echo. Usually I found that vultures still spawn in this room, at least. Like on the room to the left of the echo, they are completely pacified, but they still show up sometimes here. Unless, spawn rates in this whole area have been reduced because of the echo. I'm really just waiting for the vulture grubs to come back so I can actually farm them. Although I might have to head all the way down to industrial to get a vulture grub. I think I'll do that. Since it's close to the end of the cycle, it might start raining and I'll have an easier time getting past lizards. What happened here? I think they're all just pacified. I like that scavengers have a bit of a reaction time. Goodbye. Like, scavengers won't immediately throw a spear once they see you. Although, sometimes they do. It's probably based on, their randomized stats, but you can run past scavengers and they won't notice you immediately. It feels a lot more realistic. That's something that can be a bit difficult when creating realistic feeling, AI enemies. Or enemy AIs. Because humans have a reaction time, but computers don't. They can respond instantaneously. Well, effectively instantaneously. So, once the AI detects that the player is within its detection radius, it can immediately respond. And that feels unfair when you're playing against it in a competitive setting. But in Rain World, some creatures have some sort of reaction time, so it feels a lot more fair when you're fighting scavengers when they also take a moment to notice that you're there. But you always have the advantage because you can see the whole screen at once, and creatures only have a vision cone. where they're able to detect you. Sometimes the lizards just spin in place. I'm pretty sure that happens because it takes time for them to pacify into places. So if they want to go somewhere but they haven't figured out the way to go there yet, they just spin in place until they figure it out. Although I don't know why it would not happen instantly. There might just be a way to reduce the load on your computer to calculate like pathfinding, because if like every single creature like pathfinded everywhere instantaneously, then you know it might lag for a bit when that's happening. So it's like maybe like spread out over a longer period of time, so that it's less intensive to calculate. Although I don't know how it works. Just kind of guessing. And of course, this is going to be spinning for a completely different reason. I didn't think about the centipedes. Hello. I don't have any other spears here, though. The haunted burden makes it so that creatures know which room you're in, but within a room, they don't know where you are. See, once I left the room, the centipede realized that I was in a different room and it started chasing after me. At least I think that's why it started moving. So I'm kind of stuck. I know that one of the rooms in that direction has a vulture grub in it. Although I don't want to fight the centipedes without a spear. It doesn't seem like there's a single spear in this whole room. Oh, there's still grenades. Drop the mask. Hopefully that killed the lizard, actually. Can't believe that lizards are able to survive direct hits with explosives. Okay, I dropped the that mask back. Somehow that plan didn't die immediately to a grenade. Maybe their heads still are resistant against explosives, even like the same way they block spears. I would really not like to be in this room, and the red centipede is in here. Well, there they are. So this is that weird behavior. They don't really grab onto you. They're just right behind you at all times. There was a drop hook in there. This is what I'm after. Since I somehow killed it last time, I tried to swallow it. I'm gonna save in a shelter before I do that, just so that I have a chance to retry it. I don't like the scavenger though. I don't think it's holding any weapons though. Hello. Please get out of the way. I think I'm good on food too. How does this work? Normally. Now I would like to head back to Chimney, but I'm just going back and forth and back and forth. So I'm probably going to hold on to that. Vulture grub. Low drop wig. So I can get the rest of the. I think we could use a break from Chimney. Oh, great. So I think I'm gonna head over to Shaded to get the Mirror's Bird. It'd probably be easier if I went the other direction. The way that I came from. I'm going to have to go back to the centipede room. It's funny how little dropwigs care about you if they're not in their not ready to drop like normal. That scavenger had a fast reaction time. They knew what they wanted to do immediately. What does pursued mean? It means that there is a red centipede that's always trying to hunt me down, and it knows my location at all times. It can also be a red lizard. And I think it's randomized every run, so it just happened to be a centipede this time. Centipede is probably a little bit worse since they can climb walls. There's some regions that red lizards aren't very good at navigating because they can't climb walls. So they just kind of get stuck. Like the eternal snail, yeah, I suppose. Except it doesn't have $1 million. Someone has to make that mod. A snail that knows your location is constantly chasing you down, but it also has the ability to insta kill you. I didn't realize that there were this many. Whoops. Wait, I didn't want to do that. I just want to create an explosive spear. Okay, it's the same animation for swallowing an item and creating an explosive spear. I couldn't tell what I was doing. Hello. The other centipedes are like, must have been the wind. Such a menacing message every time we're being pursued. I'd like to actually... Thank you. Okay, they just did not care about the vulture mask. I wish this bottom route through industrial was a lot shorter, because for some reason it just feels like it's never worth going there. It's too long and there's too many centipedes. Although the top route you usually have to deal with like a red lizard or something. Somehow I managed to throw that in the right direction. I'm sorry, pink lizard. Yeah, just shove the worm all the way through the mask. Somehow. We don't question it. Just works. Okay. This route just feels like the way that you go if you fall down a few areas in industrial and you have to go through here as your punishment. I guess you shouldn't have done that. You can never tell what size the centipede is when it's going through a fight. Those are two small ones and then a large one out of nowhere. But this looks fun. Just let me go. Oh, thank you, pink lizard. Actually, help me out there. There's a dead lizard down there. Fortunate. Oh, and a white lizard. They're really actually helping out. Why? I'm not gonna be able to. Drop it. Drop the lizard. I want that karma flower, dude. Kinda suck if you lost the one karma flower that you had in an expedition. They're just gonna get killed by the centipede. Okay, well they probably dropped the karma flower. They had the karma flower and the mask. They took everything. The longer I spend in this room, the more creatures are gonna build up. The scavengers are gone? Yes, thank you. Didn't even know the white lizard there. There's now a time limit. You know what? Here's the plan. I'm gonna get all of my other expedition quests done. I'll get as many other objectives done as possible, and then I'll passage up to Chimney and finish it off with the vultures. Because I've already spent too much time in Chimney. Now I have a vulture grub. It should be easier when I return, but while I'm down here, I might as well get the rest of the quests done. So I'll actually be able to get the Miros bird and the black lizard. Yes, I'll be able to get both of them. And I'm pretty close to getting silent lizards too. I'll be able to finish both of those when returning to Chimney. But there's no point in going all the way back up Chimney and then down it again to get the shaded. And there's one room in shaded with a whole lot of black lizards in it. There might be enough there, but it is 13. I don't know if they lineage into anything dangerous or more dangerous than a mole lizard. Because if I have to kill them multiple times and return multiple times, then you know that might happen. For some reason, I've not been able to just continue immediately. Wanderer Nomad, I guess it's just for these passages, but I guess because in speedruns that I've been doing recently, I don't usually get passages, so not really used to doing that. Ow. There's also possibility of seeing some Miros vultures. That'll be fun. Although luckily I don't have to hunt any of them. I get to go through shaded. It's always fun. I do think some of the expedition quests should be rebalanced a little bit. Because, like, having to kill 13 vultures is a lot different than 13 black lizards or 13 mirror swords. Like, they're all 13 for some... Hello. All the quests are to kill 13 creatures, but you know, vultures and mirror swords are quite a bit more difficult. It'd probably still say the same for king vultures, 13 king vultures. Yeah, have fun with that. But then when it's red lizards, or red centipedes, it's only like 2 or 3 that you have to kill. It's like actually just a normal amount. I don't know what's up with that. So I'll take this. Was that what I think it was? What even happened? Like I totally missed, but it's not. It still stayed on the ground. That's unfortunate. That's probably the thing I find most annoying about Artificer. Fighting, and especially fighting scavengers. They have a ton of spears, and you think, well, you don't really have to worry about spears if you can just grab them off their dead body. You know, they drop a bunch of spears, and so just take one of those and keep fighting like the next scavenger. But then you end up accidentally picking up their body, and it's really hard to drop it for some reason. Well, sometimes you can get lucky and kind of access a shield to block other spears, but I'd rather not give the scavengers enough time to throw a spear. So I didn't think there'd be this many droppings and shaded. I just if there's, I think there's actually a mod for this, but an option to choose between picking up a spear or a creature on the ground. Sometimes that is what you want to do. You just want to pick up a creature to eat. And like if you kill a bunch of scavengers and there's just tons of spears laying around everywhere, all you want to do is pick up the one creature to eat it. That can also be difficult, but it's kind of just random which one you end up picking up. Just something as simple as like, if you're holding down and grab, you pick up a creature, and if you're not holding down, you pick up a... Yeah, this is actually such a wide open area. I kind of want to fight this guy. Where are they? There they are. Only one side of them has the armor removed. I don't know. That might have killed them. Probably usually takes more than 2 spears though. Surely that's enough, right? Yes. Oh, he picked up a spear. Or a rock. I don't know what's happening. Okay, I guess I'd rather pass the scavengers then than deal with them in this room. A lot of space for them to throw spears in here. Now I've been through shaded a lot, and I'm dead. $38 HP. I have no idea how much damage explosive spears do. They seem to be like completely random. Red lizards don't die to one explosive spear, but daddy longlegs die to a single explosive spear, but they take like hundreds of regular spears to kill. Yes, because that centipede was the pursuer. They don't really die normally. I just can't do that thing. This cycle, I suppose. I don't know if when the pursuer retreats, they respawn somewhere else. That might happen, or they might just like not appear until the next cycle. Yeah, I've been through shaded plenty of times, but usually it's not this bad. Well, actually, just kidding. It's usually as bad as Artificer, as is most of the game, but Hunted is probably most of the problem there. Also, I'm probably going to run into this spitter spider again. Not yet. Hello. I do not want to fight you. Also, there's usually a dropper in this room. Sometimes there'll be a problem, sometimes not. Maybe it would have been a good idea to just ignore that red centipede earlier. I would have had enough time to get through this room safely. Or just these rooms in general. The spider there. I think it's dead. Oh no, the lantern mice always know my location. What am I gonna do? Okay, so I don't like these scavengers. Oh, there's another one over there. I use keyboard. Or is there multiple pursuer creatures? So there can be multiple, well, different types. Like it can be a red lizard or a red centipede. But I do wish there was I kind of wish there was just a unique creature as the pursuer. A creature that could navigate like all types of regions. Which would basically mean that they have to fly. Because even some creatures that can climb on walls can't like reach all locations. My idea, I would love to see a mod of this, but my idea is like a sort of like rot infested red lizard. So it acts similarly to a red lizard, but it has like DLL tentacles on it that it can use to climb walls and like sort of fly if it's grabbing onto something. But it's still like fast on the ground and dangerous like a red lizard. And it'd be really cool to see like it's kind of something like the hunter longlegs, some other creature infected by the rot, and it was chasing you down for some reason. Or a completely unique creature design, something that was very mobile. But I feel like sometimes the pursuer isn't really that dangerous. Like you wait for them to move through a pipe and you can cross them, and then you don't worry about them because you usually can outrun them. Unless maybe that's just me, because I'm like decent at movement. I can usually outrun the pursuer. I think it's not really that big of a problem unless you're staying in one area for a long time, in which case they're just as much of a problem as any other creature. But like once you cross them and like if they're in a part of the region where they can't access you, it doesn't really feel like you're being chased. Although maybe that's the point, you know, it's not supposed to be like completely game changing. It's just like, you know, something you have to consider. Like, you know, maybe the pursuer will be dangerous sometimes, but it shouldn't change the game completely. But I suppose that would mean, you know, it should give more points for expedition mode if it was a more serious threat. Or the snail. The snail's a funny idea. Very slow, but it instantly kills you. I always forget what this room looks like. I'm going to shelter here. Oh, this like guess would need some counterplay to it. Oh, another problem with the pursuer is that they're very easily distracted. When it's been a red lizard, I've seen pretty often that it likes to like hunt other creatures and bring them to its den instead of hunting me. I mean, it makes it easier, but I don't need to go that way. It'd be more interesting if they were like a lot more focused on you. And usually like DLLs are, I don't even know which direction I'm going. I went the wrong way. You know, DLLs are very resistant to like all forms of damage. Like you can pretty much only kill them with the explosive spears. And that would make it less of a just like another creature that you can fight, although red creatures are quite difficult to fight, but it's something that you don't even try to fight at all, and it's like just try to avoid it. Here's the mole lizards. Try to bite at me. Actually managed to hit that. It's probably gonna get away. Also, the mask is completely useless. They can't even see that I have a mask on. And they probably never have an encounter with a vulture. I can get that other mole lizard, but it's probably escaped by now. Yep. So it looks like there's only 4 or 5. I didn't really count. Hello, guys. Bit of a convention. Spiders meetup. I'll probably have to go back to those mole lizards a lot, like pretty often. Oh yeah, just fall. I didn't want to eat that later. Still only completed one quest so far. I don't need food. I would have food if there was a. Okay, I shouldn't have carried this vulture mask. I'm not gonna need it until I return to Chimney Canopy. Okay, Yeah, I wish they weren't so grouped up. Should be enough to at least injure them so they can't escape. Unless I miss horribly. No escaping allowed. Only 2 mole lizards. Might take a while. I don't think there's any other in Shaded. I think actually there might be one kind of near the entrance of Shaded from Industrial. It's like the best strategy here is just to like go back and forth the shelter and to end this room. So that's if they respawn consistently or don't lineage. Forgetting to leave the vulture mask there. Okay, so these moles are back, but it seems like there's only been 2 of them each cycle. When there's usually more. Trapdoor spider that disguises itself as a fake pipe. That would be horrible. But that's also kind of a great idea. Although that'd be kind of strange if it like would have to like connect itself to a wall. Or it could try to like hide inside the entrance of a pipe so that when you try to go through it grabs you. Maybe it would like slightly change the color of the pipe so you could still see that it's there, but you'd be a little bit hard to notice. Well, at that point it's just a pole plant. Pole plants usually don't connect to a no vulture mask. They're still showing up. I mean, I'd have to do this a few more times. Goodness. Yeah, now you don't know where I am. Need more pole plants? I don't know. You know, there's some types of creatures that I don't think are really a thing in Rain World. A creature that, like, acts like it's more dangerous than it actually is. Like a harmless creature, but it looks like a dangerous creature, so, like, predators avoid it anyway. Although, I don't know how that would work exactly. Maybe kind of like a vulture mask. That's a bite pole plants. I don't know. Probably not, since I don't know if you can grab onto them normally. Well, grab onto them like Not how you grab onto poles, but how you grab onto creatures. Huge fan of ambush type enemies. I suppose the opposite of that idea would be like a lure type creature, like an anglerfish, where it looks like prey, so creatures like lizards try to grab it, but it turns out to be a dangerous trap. Okay, now only one mole showed up. Passive creatures that mimic predators, yes. You know, that's not really a thing. That's not really a thing in Rain World. Like, usually, like creatures that are like poisonous have like bright colors that basically tell other creatures that like, hey, I'm dangerous, don't eat me. Or other creatures that aren't poisonous, but they still have the same colors to act as like the same kind of, to like trick other creatures into thinking that they're dangerous, even if they aren't. That kind of thing. I don't think that's just anything like that in Rain World. Free explosive spear. Not really necessary. Okay, now it's just one mole lizard every time. There's another spear over here. Although I guess it makes sense that those creatures aren't the thing, since that there's mostly purposed organisms. It wouldn't make sense to create a creature that already like fits into that role. Usually that's something that evolves over a long period of time. And I don't think like the ancients would care about making those kind of creatures, so most of the creatures that are already in Rain World are quite simple. I'm not gonna fight this small lizard. Well, actually, doesn't really make much of a difference. Seems like the main problem is that when you throw a spear, there's a cooldown before you can like pick it up and throw it again, right? And if you try to grab too rapidly, you'll hit grab during the cooldown of the spear, and you'll end up picking up the creature instead. Because I think normally the spear would take priority over picking up the creature, but you can't do that if your spear is on cooldown. Maybe it'd be better to like wait a little bit after throwing a spear before I pick it up again. That might fix that problem. So after these last few mole lizards, I have to go down and hunt a bunch of mirror birds. That'll be fun. But ideally that won't be that bad. It should just be one explosive spear per mirror bird, and there's plenty of them in the memory crypts. I'm already pretty much right next to that region. Okay, there's this rock, so I don't need to use it. It's still not dead. I don't want it to get away though. Okay, what is going on? Nice camera. Okay, that's mole lizards done. I'll head over to memory crypts now. This area of shade is a lot more peaceful, although I have seen a lot of like spiders and centipedes in that last room. In this room, specifically. Yes, here they are. Pick up their lantern. Okay, you can't parry underwater. Or while being grabbed. One of those. I was thinking, oh, it doesn't matter. I can just run past these kelp. If I get grabbed, I'll just parry, you know? I'll be released, but you can't do that. I guess I could have thrown a spear if I was holding one. Now I need to get the mole lizards again. I don't even know where these centipedes are coming from. I don't really remember. I guess from the room leading up to memory crypts. With all the water, there's usually a bunch of centipedes down there. I guess they're coming up. Yeah, that would explain this. Did you grab the centipede? Don't usually see that happening. Okay, I couldn't grab the spear back. I'm going to be safe and shelter here. So I don't have to get the moles again. Yeah, there's always a delay before I can continue on that screen. For some reason. I will be leaving the mask here. Ideally, I'd get all the vulture or Miros birds done in this cycle. So it's quite a few of them. Yeah, I don't know why that happens sometimes. You just don't get really that much height. So I think I'm just gonna camp out here. Throw explosive spears whenever Miros bird comes by. although it might be a bit hard to hit them. They like to run by quite fast. Yep, that's why. That was actually a very big mistake. I now cannot make explosive spears. And I'm just out of regular spears, so good job, me. Once again, accidentally grabbing the creature. I wanted to, you know, keep spamming spears. I think it could have kept him stunned for long enough. Then I realized my mistake and I tried to parry. Still could not do it because I was holding on to them. And I died. So, it's a series of mistakes. I won't do that again. So I think I'll try to get their attention first before throwing the first spear, so that they'll try to like follow me a bit. Actually, kind of nice that this one ran away a bit further. Give me a little bit more space. So they don't all pile up. Oh, I started moving too early. It looks like there's plenty of spears. That still count as a kill, or did they leave quickly enough? Now they're all blocking the way out. I hit them. Yep, that's another. But I think it. So I tried to do another parry to stun them and then go down the pipe, but I ended up stunning myself, or I was on cooldown. So this could work. This could work as long as I, you know. I probably should shelter a bit more often, because I already got a decent amount of kills, and now I have to do it all over again. But usually I thought that they would only go in one direction. So suddenly they came from the other side. Maybe I should start further away so that I move towards the shelter. And also it's a lot easier to hit them in these areas. Not many spears. There's one up there. Great spot for a spear. Hello again. Welcome to a wonderful area. Okay, now there's plenty of them. So I'm out of food. I can't make another explosive spear. I'll have to wait for all of them to clear up. One of them killed an overseer. That usually doesn't happen. Pterodactyls. Please don't block the pipe. Okay, I don't think that'll actually be a problem. There's more of them. Hopefully I won't have difficulty leaving this area. I'd like to use up this last spear before I move on to the next room. I will be good on food. Mirror's birds? You're being pursued. I would not like to be pursued. Not in this area. Is it dead? No way it survived that. Hold up, I need to make a grenade real fast. Oh, wait, I have the vulture gun in my stomach. I can't make grenades. Ah, that's unfortunate. Okay, so I guess they can survive an explosive spear on some occasions. Oh, that was quite effective. I didn't think that pushed them around so much. So neither of these are explosive. Place looks creepy. Yeah, it does. These are literally creatures designed to just be dangerous. And to make this place very unappealing to explore. So they're pretty good at their jobs. Although I kind of wonder how they ever have enough food to sustain themselves, considering that they're very large creatures and there are a lot of them and there's not much prey. Like, what would they eat? I know there's like some centipedes. But like a handful of centipedes, is that really gonna... Okay, I almost... I really don't understand how that works. You sometimes kill it, and you sometimes just put it in your stomach. I don't know what the difference is. And I hope that doesn't mess up. Like, I hope the other vulture grubs have respawned by the time I go up the chimney. Otherwise, that kind of messes up my whole plan. I accidentally. Series of mistakes. Are there spiders over here? Why? Why is there an egg bug? I'm just trying to get a. I've never seen a Mirror's Vulture eat an egg bug. Wait, come back. Waiting for me to blow up. Well, thank you, but I don't know, it feels kind of unlikely. I'm not really. I mean, my videos so far like might have been interesting to like people who are already familiar with Rain World. Like that's been most of the support so far. Just like the Rain World community. Very grateful for that. The nice community to be a part of. But I feel like I'd have to kind of move beyond Rain World before I can like expand further, which I plan on doing eventually. I'm not going to be making videos and streams about Rain World forever. It's only so much to do in one game, but yeah, thanks. Okay, I really don't like that this centipede was here. Red centipede versus Mirror's bird. What will happen? Are they scared? Are Mirror's birds scared of red centipedes? Or are they just trying to get that spider up there? What is happening? I'm still trying to get another Mirror's bird kill if possible. Although the centipede is kind of just being the guardian. I don't know what it's doing up there. Okay, no, it's not interested in me. I think Mirror's birds are scared of red centipedes. I'm now leaving this area. Oh! Nope. Okay, there's like a whole battle going on up there. Between the red centipede. There's a Tropic right there. There's so many. Why are there so many spiders? I mean, I assume the red centipede killed them all. Goodness. Also, what is going on in this room? I know how to deal with it. There you go. That's why Artificer has explosion resistance. I'm probably not going to be playing any FNAF games. Guess thanks for the recommendation anyway. Guess I can, because it helps to have the spider in here. Bit of a head start. That's fine. God, this spell. I already have a kind of a lineup of games that I'm probably going to play in the future after I run out of interesting things to do for Rain World. Well, I've kind of already ran out of interesting things to do, but I've mostly been doing like speed runs. And if any like mods come out that are interesting, I'll do those too. Need some horror mods? I agree. You know, Rain World is one of those games that, you know, it can be a bit scary at first because of like kind of like realistic ecosystem, you know. Places like Shaded Citadel in particular. But, you know, once you become familiar with the game, once you learn how it works, you know, it kind of loses that, you know. You like understand how the creatures behave and what regions are connected to each other and where to go. So I'd like to see a mod that kind of like twists the game's rules around. It's like even if you're familiar with how the game works, suddenly that same kind of like scary, unfamiliar like environment. I don't know how you would do that. I think that that's kind of why I was interested in the pursued burden. I think that has pretty good potential. Like a creature that is not only like always chasing you down, but like has some kind of control over the game. Oh, already full. I think slug cats taste good. It depends on the difficulty of the game. Like Hunter probably tastes a lot better than regular Survivor. That's why the creatures are more aggressive. They want the like cherry flavored slug cat. I remember one time I was playing with the pursued burden, and one song started playing in particular. I don't remember what the song is. Cherry flavored. So like so bright red, right? Goodbye, spider. Goodness. I mean, there's literally like lizards that are called like, there's a caramel lizard and a strawberry lizard. I think it makes sense. Being a bit more realistic, slugheads are probably like kind of like slimy. You know, they're like part slug. Originating from a like species designed to like clean pipes, so they probably have some kind of like mucus layer. Wow. Once again, throwing just a few frames too late. This sucks for the spiders. Thin waterproof hairs. That too. See if I can find the exact song that I'm looking for. I'm being pursued? That's wonderful. Is it this one? If you watch the Slug King stream, you probably remember this song a whole lot. But this song actually played for me in game one time because of the pursued. But it only happened once. Oh shoot, it's actually about to rain, I think. Hold up. Enough of that. Hello, I would like the this mask and I would like to leave. Goodbye. Go. Oh. Okay. I didn't think it'd rain in this room. That's unfortunate. I was too distracted by looking for a song, but I didn't see the cycle was at the end. Welcome to Rain World, a world where it rains. Only 8 more Mira Sprudes. Making a lot of progress. Okay, somehow I got stuck on this spider twice. It rains in this world? Yeah, it does. Can you believe it? Would not have been as big of a problem if that red centipede got out of the way. Or if I managed to grab the king vulture mask, see, I wanted to hold on to it. Although I'm probably just going to be fighting more vultures, right? So I don't... Also, I shouldn't have brought it with me again. Being stuck on 2 alive mother spiders. That's a predicament. Fun fact, these boxes in the background actually have living creatures in them. Well, who knows if they're still alive, but they were at some point. Like this box in the background right here. You can kind of see when I move away from it. They're an example of a purpose organism, but one that's not as like natural as the other kind that you see in the game. I think that most creatures are like originated from a purpose organism, but they might not be exactly what was designed. But these kinds of creatures are like, they're basically just a little factory stuffed in a box. You feed them something and they output something else. Although I think these ones are specifically for like storing things or creating pearls. It's actually very interesting because pearls are not like pearls are created by animals, by living creatures. So it kind of makes sense that, you know, they created like some kind of organic machine to stuff information into pearls instead of some other form of holding information. I don't know. I think the mirror spirits were just because this was considered some kind of like very important area that you like weren't allowed to trespass. So I don't know, maybe the mirror spirits were to prevent like the ancients from like trespassing around this area, or like just random creatures. But it seemed to work for like against slug cats at least. Well, partially. They should still find a way to. I did manage to get a kill with that. It also still raises the question of what exactly Mirror's vultures are. What am I stuck? Oh. Get out of there. Like it could have been that. I mean, the Mirror's vultures are probably just some iterator taking two creatures and mashing them together, possibly Moon. I did not mean to do that, but it still worked. Hello, Eggbug. Why are you over here? Why are there 50 spiders? This is great. This is wonderful. If I could throw grenades better without hurting myself, I could still try. Hello, guys. I think most of them are still alive. Oh, and there's a centipede now. We had another grenade. Oh, now I'm being pursued. That's great. Just want to get out of here, man. And I'm dead. And I'm really dead. Okay, this strategy is not working as well as I wish it did. So I didn't think of other creatures like appearing from behind. So of course they do that. Maybe that just means I should only get a handful of Miros birds per cycle. Get like 2 or 3 Miros birds shelters before all the other creatures can pile up. Yeah, low karma too. Oh, that one didn't die. That's unfortunate. Kind of strange that they sometimes die instantly from an explosive spear, but sometimes they really don't seem affected at all. I imagine that they're still injured, they still took damage, but it's just not enough for them to care. I would like to get more than one mirror spirit kill in a cycle, but I might not be able to. Gonna go, unless it... Yeah, thank you for that. That was a notification from me, by the way. You don't check. Well, there goes both of my explosives. What? Okay, I'm just getting out of there. I don't know what was happening. I couldn't eat that spider. If it even died. I don't know how it survived a bomb and explosive spear going off in this enclosed space. Wow, one mirror spirit. This rate, I might get it done. I think I'm gonna have to end the stream before completing this challenge. And somehow spider still made it in. I might do another stream like this where I have the hunted burden on, but alongside the blinded one instead. Because that way, during the night, which is what blinded mode does, pretty much makes it permanent nighttime, it changes creature spawns a lot. Things like leap lizards showing up for survivor on the wall. So I'd get a unique set of spawns while also being hunted. And I think I'd also want to play a Spearmaster since they're the other combat focused slug cat. After doing that jump, an explosive jump actually slowed me down. It's funny. Although if this one expedition is already taking this long, then I don't know if I'll have time to finish this and do another one in one stream. I guess I'm kind of close. If I manage to get a bunch of vultures, although they'd probably still take just as long as these mirror birds are. Although I would have made a lot more progress if I actually saved all of my progress. It's funny. You would think that if you had an effective way to kill mirror spirits, they would be really good for points. But every time I try to hunt mirror spirits, it always ends up going horribly. Spearmaster's arguably better, but I prefer Hunter. I prefer Hunter too. I think Hunter is actually just better. Spearmaster, it's mostly for food, mostly because of food. Spearmaster, when fighting lizards most of the time, you'll be able to hit them twice before they die. So you get 2 food pips per lizard. Hunter also only requires 2 spears to kill them, except you can hold an extra spear on your back. Which means that you can hold a spear and a rock, and then another spear on your back. So you can throw a rock at the lizard, then 2 spears, and that's an easy kill. And then you can eat the lizard for like 6 to 7 food pips instead of the 2 that Spearmaster would get. Of course, Spearmaster has the advantage of being able to create spears, which is very helpful. But since you like have to have a new, like freshly created spear, a fresh spear, in order to get food from it, you're not usually able to stockpile spears or reuse the spears that you've already thrown, unless you don't need to get food anymore. So if you're fighting a vulture, you throw 2 spears, and then you need to generate 2 more spears because you don't want to reuse the ones that you've already thrown. Except by the time that you generate 2 more spears, the vulture's already flown away. Same with a lot of creatures, like just throwing the 2 spears isn't enough. Or like they die rather quickly. That's also the case for most creatures too. But like any time that you would want to take advantage of having a lot of spears, you're not really able to unless you already have max food. And I find that when I'm playing Spearmaster, I spend a lot of a cycle trying to get food because you only get a handful of pips from lizards, where you usually only need 2 lizards to get full food as the hunter. No way. Are they alive? Okay, surely not, right? And also, Spearmaster just feels underpowered compared to the other Floodcats in Downpour that have way better mobility and like offensive abilities. Like Artificer feels way better at combat than Spearmaster, and Rivulet and Saint are way better. Well, like most of them are way better at movement, because Spearmaster doesn't have any movement abilities unless he counts making like ladders with spears, which takes a long time. It's a lot slower than what the Saint can do. And also, I have the problem with like the fact that your main quest as the Spearmaster is to carry a pearl around. While not being able to store in your stomach. Alright, I'm gonna end the stream. This has taken a lot longer than I thought it would, and I've not been making fast enough progress against the Mirror Birds. There's always spears or spiders. It might be faster to stay in the shelter on the other side of Americas, but then I'd have to deal with a ton of centipedes. Just gotta fight 11 spiders on my way home. Maybe if I'd like use a grenade instead, or if I threw a spear faster. Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream now. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I can actually finish this expedition eventually. Yeah, see ya.